Hi, welcome to English with Leanne. Today we have 4 phrasal verbs that we're going to be talking about some of the differences because they do share a lot of definitions. Previously, I did a video on to bank on, and I will link that down below. But in the video, I mentioned that there is some overlap with the phrasal verbs to count on, to depend on, and to rely on. So today I'm going to go through the definitions of these 4 phrasal verbs and talk about which ones mean what and how we use them. So rather than start with our phrasal verb, I'm going to go with the definitions. So our first definition is to expect something to happen and plan accordingly. And this definition can be used with all 4 phrasal verbs. I'm banking on that happening. I'm counting on that happening. I'm depending on that happening. And I'm relying on that happening. This means that what you are thinking is going to happen, that happening, whatever the that is very important for your plans. Your plans won't work if that thing doesn't happen. You'll also hear this in the negative. Don't bank on him arriving on time. Don't count on him arriving on time. Don't depend on him arriving on time. Don't rely on him arriving on time. And again, this is don't have an expectation and don't make plans based on this thing because I don't think it will happen. That is our first definition, and all 4 of these phrasal verbs go with that definition. Our second definition is to trust or to believe. So this one, we don't use all of them. We can only use to count on, to depend on, and to rely on. We cannot use to bank on for this one. Now, what would be an example? You can count on me. You can depend on me. You can rely on me. I'm saying that you can trust me to do what I said. You can count on me. Or you can count on John to tell the truth. You can depend on John to tell the truth. You can rely on John to tell the truth. And here you are trusting someone to do something. Now, in this, you might notice a connection to the first definition where you are having an expectation and maybe you're going to make plans because you trust the person. You believe them. So you'll notice the overlap there. Now, one of these verbs is particularly good with this definition when we change it up. So it's not on a person. You could say, you should rely on your own judgment. And here I'm saying you should trust your own judgment. You should trust yourself. You should rely on yourself. And this one in particular really has that trust aspect and definition. Our third definition is to need for support or help. So what do we use for this one? To rely on and to depend on. I rely on my daughter for rides. I depend on my daughter for rides. And in both of these cases, you need them for help with rides. Notice again, you're expecting something and you're making plans based on that support. So I rely on food stamps to pay for my groceries. Okay, so you rely on extra money to pay from the government to pay for your groceries. You need the support. I depend on a monthly check that comes from my ex. Oh, so that support, the money from your ex, is really important for you. You need the support. And our last definition is to be influenced or decided by. And for this one, you can only use to depend on. And you might say, well, I don't know if I can come to the party. That will depend on if I can get a babysitter. Oh, so you don't know the answer because it will be influenced or decided by another thing. In this case, by if you can get a babysitter. So here I have given you 4 different definitions for these 4 phrasal verbs. You'll notice the first definition can use all 4 phrasal verbs. The second definition could use 3 of them. The third definition, 2. And the last definition, just 1. Hopefully that helps you use these 4 different phrasal verbs. Good luck.